Alright, good afternoon. Today I'm going to be talking to you about why I feel you should act on your desire to hunt. First thing I want you to think about is picture yourself out on a wood edge, looking out over an open field. The sun's starting to rise, it's a little chilly, you're starting to feel the warmth of the sun, and you see whatever your favorite wild animal is standing out in the middle of that field. So as we speak and look at all these wonderful pictures, think about those things as we go through this. Hunting is a relaxing and enjoyable sport that can be enjoyed by not only yourself but by your entire family. It is something that my family does enjoy, not just me, but my wife and my children enjoy it as well. Hunting out of all of the sports is the third safest. Out of 28 sports that were categorized, hunting is the third safest. Safer than football, probably goes without saying. One of the things that really got me was it's safer than sports like golfing. Really didn't think golfing was that painful or harmful of a sport. Hunting is safer than that. Last year there were 16 million hunters and only 6,000 hunting accidents. That was a pretty significant figure to me. For your health, all things considered, hunting is probably one of the more healthier sports out there. It is not something that you're going to get injured on participating in on a daily basis. Safety-wise, hunting has gotten to the point where unless you are not following or paying attention to what it is you're doing, then you have run the risk of getting injured. But as far as your health, if you're upland bird hunting, if you're dove hunting, you're going to be out walking a lot. So that'll get your heart rate up. You'll be carrying probably about a 8 to 9 pound firearm, so you've got a little extra weight. This is going to make you healthier that way, get your heart rate up. The game you harvest, it's a leaner meat. So that is healthier for you. There's not nearly as much fat in it. It's more relaxing. There's no real pressure. There's no real opposing team that you're hunting or trying to score against, nothing like that. It's just more of a relaxing and healthier thing to do. It also allows you to spend time with your family. Whether you're in a hunt camp or you go out to an area and then you come back home, you can take your kids out and do it, set them down in a ground blind or take them out upland game hunting with you. Get them involved in the after and before preparations for it. I know if I go out hunting, if I bag something, when I bring it home, it's a family gathering to process the animal that I bring home. I may do the skinning and the gutting, but my wife and daughter do all of the quartering, and the boys run around and help out as well. One of the big helpful things with it, with your health, is just being out in the fresh air, getting the natural pollens in the air. Maybe you have seasonal allergies. Being outside more is going to help you build up the resistance to those seasonal allergies. Another big thing with it is how much it helps the planet. Nobody ever really thinks about, well, hunting, you're just out shooting something. No. Everything you do when it comes to hunting, all of the stuff you buy, whether it's your hunting licenses, your passenger permits, your ammunition, a percentage of that money goes right back into places like wildlife management areas. These are areas that are set aside specifically for game animals, for hunting, or just for enjoyment. Townsend WMA, which is basically in my front yard, people enjoy that all year round. And they have to, in order to gain access to that, they have to buy a WMA pass. $7.5 million a day in conservation just off of hunting licenses and passes. That is not including money that is donated to the variety of other conservation sections out there, places like Ducks Unlimited, the National Wild Turkey Federation, agencies like that that are designed to help a specific type of animal or a specific breed of animal. just your generic licenses and passes go back to it as well. Another big thing is, believe it or not, it actually is good for the species. It's population control. Typically you are taking out the older, the weaker members of that species. This allows the younger generations to grow, become larger, and to continue the reproduction of the species. The other thing it does is it prevents an overpopulation of these species, which could lead to disease, could lead to mass die-offs because there's not enough food to sustain the population. The other thing you're doing, depending on what you're hunting, you just saw the wild pigs there. Wild pigs are not native to the United States of America. They are what is called an incidental species. So if you're harvesting those wild pigs, you're helping control that population of an animal that's not native to the United States of America. Similar to the ringneck pheasant. A lot of people love to go pheasant hunting. Pheasants weren't native to the North American continent. They were actually brought in from Europe and Asia. So those are things to think about, that some of these animals that you are harvesting aren't natural species to the North American continent. We've talked about the health benefits of hunting for you as far as being outside and enjoying the fresh air, and we've talked about financially how it's helping the outside world. But let's talk about helping you physically. As of 20 September, 1 pound of hamburger that is 73% lean was $3.50 for a pound. For that money, I could buy 2 bullets and go out and potentially shoot 2 deer that are going to give me 50 pounds of meat that is probably about 80, 85, maybe 90% lean. It's a lot healthier for you. That's an incredible percentage less of fat content that you are going to have. So the food that you are putting in your body from hunting is actually healthy for you. And if you're those people who are worried about all the GMOs in the food you're buying at the store, I'm going to guess you don't have to worry about it being in the venison you're getting from the wild. But not just helping the economy that way, it's also looking at things like there are 600,000 jobs in the United States that revolve around hunting. And that's not places like Bass Pro Shops. Those are your wildlife conservation officers, your wildlife management, your game wardens, all of that kind of stuff. $66 billion in economic development and $10 billion in state and federal taxes annually. The majority of that money is sent right back into people who hunt. It is sent back into things that revolve around hunting. It is put back into the planet. It is put back into the grounds and the animals that we are hunting. Another big thing with hunting and helping the planet is, I've mentioned population control, and I've mentioned controlling the disease. A lot of these diseases could potentially affect animals outside of the species they are specific to. There is a disease that deer get that could potentially affect other animals like deer, similar to goats and that kind of stuff. So these are the reasons that I think you all should go out and hunt. It is good for you, it is good for your family, it is good for the planet, and believe it or not, it is good for the animals that you are hunting as well. Pan around one last time. Everybody waving, smile.